What's going on, everyone? I've been trying to polish my Civic Type R. So I started off with a clay bar, and the next few clips are of me polishing it basically, using a Halfords um, dual action polisher. It's not the greatest one, but it's doing the job so far. In this video, I've done the roof and the bonnet and one of the sides. I'm going to finish it off, and basically you get the idea. The main thing is to do the clay bar to make sure you get all the imperfections off the paint, especially where this car's been sat for 2 years with the previous owner. Hope you like it, and here it goes. So I've just washed this car, and now I'm going to try and get it clay barred. The clay bar here with the T-cut clay liquid. I'm going to set it up on a time lapse and try and clear it as much as I can. See how far we get with it. It's quite a bit close. You can see the paintwork isn't 100%. Don't even know if you can tell with the camera. I'm going to set up a time lapse on the roof if I can and see where we get with it. Right, let's give it a wipe down. Hmm? It feels a lot smoother straight away, which is what this clay bar is supposed to do. So I've come up to the spoiler now. This bit's all been dried off. Needs a nice polish now. Mop and polish. But listen to this here. I don't know if you can tell with this sound. So I've done this part here. This bit here is very rough. Might be able to pick it up on the camera. But I'll spray it down with a lot of liquid so it's not biased. This is what the clay does. All that roughness, we'll get rid of that. See, the more I do it, the quieter it gets. That's the aim of all this, get it as smooth as possible. When you polish it, you're not going to polish the dirt into the paint. Alright, now my next step is going to be compounding the roof. I've gone wet sanded a few of the areas. You can't probably see it in the camera, but the roof does look a bit like glass now. But it's just going to get much better. It's a lot more smoother than it was. Here, this side where I haven't used a clay compared to the roof, it's a lot more smoother. There's a polisher on the side here. If you can see the haze, trying to get that scratch out there. Another one here. I think someone's been over this with some touch-up paint. It doesn't look very nice, but I reckon I can flat that down and polish it up door handle as well. I've hazed it down, 2000 grit paper, and a few scratches in here. Maybe a bit more compound will get this out. See how it goes. I don't want to go down too far because I don't know how thick this lacquer is without measuring it. I won't know. Mark on the roof as well. See how far down we'll get with this. Right, so just on the first quick stage over, dried it with a wet cloth and then dried it with the dry cloth. I don't even know if you can tell the difference here, but I've done half of the car, the roof even. It does look much better. Still this section here that's not very nice. Probably see it's a bit dull there, but I might have to do it by hand. It's difficult to tell on camera with black paint, but it does look a lot better. Let's carry on, do the rest of the roof. You can actually see it here a little bit. Right, put another time lapse on. So I've done the first side of it. I'll move the car now away from that one. This bit here has been very badly marked up, as you can probably tell in this reflection here. So I've sanded it down a bit. You can see a lot of watermarks in there where the water's been sitting in this dip. I'm going to see if I can get that out. I might have to go down to hand polishing it a little bit. Let's carry on doing that roof. Right, just to show this bit again. Still a bit dull, if you can see it there. Yeah, that's a good lighting, but of course it will get much better. Give it a few more passes, but it does feel very smooth. And you can't really tell in the camera probably, but from there, from this section and this section is completely different. It looks too shiny as it is. That's the nice thing with black paint. Let's put another time lapse on. Alright, another section done. I like to go over it with a wet cloth. Again, a microfiber, but a bit wet. And then I go over it with a dry one after that. Get all the haze out. And then I can go over it again. Now the dry cloth. Start from the back again. That glass looks amazing. Some imperfections, like there, but that's in the paint. Probably where bird crap has sat on it too long. Look, there's another one. So not much I can do about that, apart from getting the roof repainted maybe. Another one there. But overall, there's another piece here. Overall, looks really nice. So I've just gone over and completed the front section, which is the bonnet, using this and the Meguiars Ultimate Compound. You can see the wing is a bit dull. Even if I wipe it, it's still a bit dull. When you come over to the bonnet, see if I put the light on, if it makes any difference. Well, it's difficult to tell. Doesn't want to focus very well, but you can see in there all the scratches and so on, and in here obviously it's got paint chips and stuff, but there you go, you can see all the flake popping. That reflection is nice now. $100 times better than what it was when I started earlier. Difficult to get it to focus, to be fair. But yeah, I've got the sides to do, and the bumpers, and the boot lid, plus the roof, and the bonnet done. Alright, so I've finished doing the bonnet and the roof. It's got a layer of dust on it now from it sitting overnight. I'm gonna sand down this side bit here with the clay bar. Call it sanding because it's taking off a layer of grit, especially in these bits here. You can hear the difference there. Look how dirty that is, and that's how it was before. I've just done this section here. So this time lapse is getting very long, obviously. I don't want to put too many time lapses in this video because otherwise it'll get a bit boring watching me just scrub away at the car. But you can see a clear difference in the colour of the clay. If we can get it to focus. There. You can sort of see the colour difference. But the paint is very dirty. I'm going to carry on with it, and I'll probably just show a bit of after when I'm done. So basically the step is use a clay bar on the whole of the paint, especially where on the lower sills where it's very dirty. I could do a little bit of live so you can see it. Right, so I'm going to move over a little bit. There's the reflection of my coupe in there, but I'll just show you where a lot of the dirt is. So we spray down the car. What you'll notice is the higher parts are a bit more nicer than the lower parts. Let's get a nice piece of the clay. I'm going to use this bit here. Right, you can hear that. Where it hasn't been damaged too much, you can hear it smoother. And this part here, the lower I get, the more rough it is. But the idea is to go up and down, left and right, get the paint as smooth as possible so that when you polish, you don't leave any dirt to scratch the paint that you've just cleaned. And make sure you keep it well lubricated. So I'm gonna carry on until I get to the back of the car. There's one dent here as well. I'm gonna get that repaired eventually. But the rest of the car ain't too bad. So on the driver's side of the car, I've gone over it with 2000 and 3000 grit sandpaper. As you can see, the dull spots now, right there, there, going down the door, another dull spot there, trying to get as much scratches out as I can, that I think are the worst ones anyway, there as well. Door handle, I don't know how thin the paint is because I haven't got nothing to measure it with, so I'm going to leave that as it is. Top of the door, managed to get that flat as well. See, it's quite dull now. And then the rear quarter as well, same thing. See, it's a bit more shiny down here, but it needs paint correction still. There's a few scratches in there, but that should come out with a polish, hopefully. That dent again. But yeah, so now hopefully there was a big kind of a mark across here. I've got it all out now with sandpaper. Should be able to get it out, give it a polish and see how it goes. If you look down the side of the car, you can see the dull spots now. Big dull spot there. So yeah, polishing next. Alright, before I pack up for today, it's like 6 PM now. Just going to show you this. So I've got the dull non-polished bit and this part here. Let it focus a bit. So I went across this top swage line. You can't really see it in the camera, but there's sections of cross hatching where I went up and down and left and right on the paint. It might focus, I don't know. But that will need a good machine polish over it. This is just by hand so far, but you can see it looks 100 times better already. Just the top half of the doors and a little bit of door handle. The next bit will be to get all this out now. It's looking good so far. So now I've got this part all polished up. I used black T-cut this time rather than any Meguiars or anything like that, because T-cut seems to be a bit more coarser and it's looking pretty shiny compared to what it was before. Now I'll go over it with the Meguiars to go a bit more finer, and then we'll go over with polish. The only thing I don't like is I can now see a bit of orange peel in the paint, maybe where they didn't flatten polish it. Sorry, wet sand it from the factory very well. You can kind of see it there, look, if you can see there. But the higher I go, like closer to the thinner paint on these edges here, it's much nicer. You see it getting ripply. But nonetheless, it's a lot better than what it was when I started out. I'll go to the other side just to show you that side. To the other side, it's looking clean, but when you get close to it, you can see all the marks in the paint is very dull. It's not a very good example because it is a black car and it is difficult to tell unless you're here in person. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Go back to the front bonnet. I just want to show you something else. You can see all the stone chips now, because now that it's clean, you can see every stone chip, every mark in it. As clean as the paint is, shiny as it is, you can still see the marks in it. But yeah, thank you for watching. Just say like, comment, subscribe. It is going to help me out. Hopefully I can get the required amount this year. If not, I'll try again next year.